We're actually a nonprofit organization geared towards educating and empowering youth and young adults to become self-sufficient. Some of our programs include the Youth Entrepreneur Program, Art and Culture Program, as well as a Health and Wellness Program. Some of our events include the Youth Entrepreneur and Leadership Workshop, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about empowerment as well as educating them. We also have the Healthy for the Holidays event, which is our Health and Wellness Program, where we provide free health screenings, including blood pressure checks, blood glucose, etc. And we also have the Stop the Violence event, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about counteracting violence.
You all have heard mention as doctors throughout most of everyone's talk. You have heard about doctors, some in a positive sense, some in a negative sense. But doctors are very important, obviously. But also there are some things that you will not find out from your doctors because you don't ask the questions. And so it's real important that you come to your doctor's office with questions, written questions, and make sure that you don't walk out of that office. You should walk out smarter than you came in. If you don't, then you're either wasting your time or wasting your doctor's time. So either way, it's a waste of time. You need to come out smarter than you came in. You don't come in for a prescription and come out. So in my office, I pride myself in being an educator. As a matter of fact, physician really means educator. It really does, it means teacher. And so that's what I like to make sure that I do when folks come to the office, and that's what most physicians and primary care specialists are going to do. I had a number of titles that I wanted to give to this talk. Eating healthy for the holidays, that's kind of boring. May your holidays be merry and your body healthy and fit. How about maintain, don't gain this holiday season? I like that. Eat, drink, and be holiday healthy.
A little bit.
Okay, how about this? Stay hot for the holiday. How about 'tis the season to be healthy? Kind of corny, but I got it. How about have a whole healthy holiday season? So I just decided I wasn't going to title it. I just think I was just going to talk. So what I did decide was I was going to give Dr. Alford's 10 tips for the healthy holiday. And that's what this is, really 10 tips. Now, don't try to count them out because it's going to sound like it's more than 10. I got about an hour to talk, y'all. Not yet. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna do it in 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Good.
Okay. If you let me, because y'all crazy. So don't ask any questions during this talk because you will take up my 10 minutes of time. Afterwards, I will give you 3 minutes to ask questions. So be ready with your questions. First of all, you all have heard a lot of these things, and they're so important. I'm so glad that the other folks that came up and spoke have said a lot of things that I'm going to say. I'm just going to emphasize some of the things that they said, and I'm going to add a few other things. I was sitting down taking notes. I didn't come up with 19 or 20. But she had a lot of good points, a lot of points that I'm going to make also. First, real important, don't skip breakfast. If you absolutely have to skip a meal, and it happens, don't skip breakfast. Skip dinner if you got to skip something. Because that meal you're going to kind of sit down on, lay down on. You're not going to really do anything with that, most people. Most folks don't exercise in the evenings, and I think is probably, and all studies show, really is the best time to exercise is in the evening. Most of us do it in the morning just because time constraints and things like that. But really, after your last meal of the day is really the best time to exercise. That's one. Don't skip breakfast. Eat smaller supper at an earlier time. Okay? Just eat the supper really should be the smallest meal of the day. Because that's the time you're going to actually not use anything. Okay? And also, your food is being metabolized throughout the day as you eat. And that's why eating breakfast is so important, because it stimulates your metabolism. It starts your body breaking food down. Okay? And so if you don't take anything in the morning, your body, and was mentioned, your body is in this starvation mode. Okay? And if you are starving something, what's going to happen when you finally feed it? It's going to hold on to it. Where does it hold on to it? In the fat. That's where it stores. Do you really want to store stuff? Or do you want to burn it as you use it? Right. So it makes sense to eat it and then burn it. Okay? And again, I agree with you. Work is not exercise. Exercise is exercise. Work is work. Okay? You can't say, well, I work while I exercise while I work. No, you don't. You don't. You work. And so exercise is that set aside time that you are really actually getting that exercise on. Okay. Cut the carbs. In other words, anything white or things that are typically white but may have a different color. Okay. Rice, as was mentioned, is healthy in small quantities. Okay. Rice, is whether it's white, brown, green, or orange, is still a starch. Okay? It's still a starch. And that means it's a carb. When you put butter on carbs, it makes them even worse. Most white things almost require butter to give it a flavor. Bread is white. It's a carb. We like to put butter on it. Why? Because it makes it taste better. Okay? I'm not saying don't eat it. I'm saying cut back on it. I won't be here to tell you, and I will never tell a patient, don't eat certain things. Don't eat meat. Don't eat this. Don't eat that. I don't do that. Because you can eat, and God made all these things. Yeah. Don't eat human. You can eat any other kind of meat. You really can. And meat is good for you. Make sure it's lean. Okay? If you're going to eat snake, make sure the skin is off of it. Just saying. But also, number 5, develop strong spiritual habits to reduce your stress. Right. Now, some of those habits might just be studying. Okay? Whatever religion you profess, you need to be studying it. Everybody needs to be spiritual. Okay? I tend to believe that the Christian faith is the way to live. Praying is very important. Okay? Start that prayer with being grateful for what you have. You will find that when you're grateful and you start out being grateful, your day will go so much better. I mean, and you won't have a lot of the stress of thinking, I don't have this, I don't have that, I really want this, as opposed to saying, I am so glad I have this. Thank God I have this. If you start out like that, you'll find it very, very difficult to have a bad day. So make sure you start out with that. Retreat. Rest. Okay? Rest is important. Sleeping is important. Now, someone would say, well, doctors don't rest. They don't sleep. Well, we do, just not as much as most other folks. Hopefully we've been able to condition ourselves that we won't find ourselves so bad off because we're not sleeping as properly as we should. But it does happen that doctors and dentists tend to die a lot earlier than other folks. And some of it's related to their sleep pattern or the lack of it. Make sure that in your retreating, that you're actually doing some spiritual type retreat. That's important. Resting is part of that. And then associate with like believers, people that believe like you do. Associate with those folks, be it church, meetings, events, things like that. Okay, that's number 5. Number 6, get out and enjoy the spirit of the season. Get out. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the time that we're talking about. Get out, sightsee. This is some of the most beautiful times because everybody will be all lit up. It'll be a happy time. It'll bring your spirits up. Even shopping. Shopping is good. You don't have to spend anything because you shop. You can go window shopping. Stuff looks pretty. It looks nice. It gives you ideas. Okay? So some folks will tell me that, well, I can't do that. Okay? They can't because you've decided not to. That's a decision. It's a decision. Yeah, shopping, just like eating, is an addiction. Yeah. Okay, and we have to curb that addiction somehow. And sometimes we have to just claim it what it is. I'm addicted to it. I love to eat. I'm addicted to it. You don't get this big not eating. Okay? I love to eat, but I have to caution myself and make sure that I'm doing the other things that keep me from just eating. In the spirit of doing things out for the season, go to movies, to a theater, restaurants. Try finding the healthy alternatives at that restaurant. Choose restaurants, as was mentioned, that have healthy alternatives. I mean, don't just go to any restaurant to eat. Make sure they have healthy choices. Most of the fast food restaurants don't. They're getting smarter, and they're starting to offer those healthy alternatives. But even in those healthy alternatives, have y'all ever ate one of the salads from McDonald's? Okay, a lot of calories because the salad dressing that you pour over it. When you're having a salad, spritz it. Use spritzers, and just to put that taste on that salad. Okay, dancing is real important. I think folks should get out and dance more. I really do believe folks need to dance more because it's just fun. It burns off energy. Okay, and it's just healthy for you. Spending quality time, with loved ones. This is all under enjoying the spirit of the season, and then helping somebody in need. I'm telling you, there is nothing like that. When you help somebody else, and this is the time to do that. Everybody says, "Well, I'm the one that needs help." No, there's someone that needs more than you need. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Find some folks that are needier than you, and give some stuff to them. That should be a gift to you because it'll make you feel better when you start giving. Okay, get more rest. And what I mean by rest, I mean sleep. And I mean when I mean sleep, I don't mean turning the TV on to put you to sleep. Okay, I mean rest. That means turn that stuff off. If anything, have some light music playing while you sleep, so that you're not thinking about what it is that's on TV while you're dreaming, because it will incorporate into your thinking, and you're not resting when you're sleeping if that's the case. So make sure, y'all see me after 10. I got 2 more minutes left. But that's important. There is really there's a stress hormone, a hunger hormone that actually they've discovered. This is very interesting. This is on the cuff stuff. This stuff that they're just finding out. There's actually a hunger hormone that is decreased when you sleep. So if you sleep better and you sleep well, you won't be quite as hungry. That hunger hormone goes up when you don't sleep. It's amazing. They just found this out. This is all about being healthy for the holidays. Okay. One of the things is wash your hands. Wash your hands. You'll stay healthier during the holidays if you wash your hands. The reason that so many people are getting sick with flu and all these other kind of diseases is because they're not washing their hands. Okay? When you're handling other folks' food and you haven't washed your hands, guess what? You're spreading whatever illness you have to them. There are all kinds of diseases being spread by folks that aren't washing their hands. Please, wash your hands. Most infections can be prevented just by doing that. Okay? Aim not to gain. In other words, make sure that you're not gonna gain a lot of weight. Set yourself a goal to say, during the holidays, I know I'm not gonna lose weight. It's okay. It's okay not to lose weight during the holidays. It really is. Take the stress off yourself for that. Set a goal to not gain during the holidays. At least maintain. So in order to do that, you have to set that time for exercise. Okay? Now, who here has a time that they exercise? You raise your hand. I want only the honest folks. Raise your hand. Who has a time set that they exercise every day? Okay, good. I'm glad to see that. Very honest. I love that. That means about 10% of folks in here do the one and most important thing that you can make for you. You can make that decision yourself. Nobody else can make that decision for you. As you were told, if you take out 3 hours out of that, 168? 168? You can't take out 3. Is TV that important? Because most of us spend about 3 to 5 hours a day in TV. 3 to 5 hours a day, every day. Okay? So, or 3 to 5 hours doing something that they probably could do and still they could exercise in that time period. So, most of y'all aren't as busy as I am. I would say, I would tend to venture that guess. Anybody think they're more busy than I am? I am. Because I want to introduce you to my day. I love to introduce you to my day. And I take 30 minutes a day to exercise. 30 minutes. It's tough to do. In my life, it's tough to do. Because when I take that 30 minutes, that means that now I've heard some comedians give the statement that, some folks have careers and some folks have jobs. Okay? A job means that you dread every hour here at work. That's a job.
Yeah.
A career means you look for more hours in the day. Okay? Because you need more hours to do the career that you set yourself to do. Get a career. If you have a job and you think that that's kind of dead end for yourself, get a career. Get out there and find a career. Find that thing that God put you here for. God did not put you here to work for somebody else. Really. Okay. So make sure that you're doing that. I had to put that in. I say weigh yourself every week. Not every day. This is kind of stressful to do it every day. Weigh yourself every week so you can kind of set your goals and say, I'm at least not going to gain this weight. And if you do gain a pound, it's only a pound. Very difficult to gain 3 or 4 pounds in a week. Real difficult to do that. But if you do, you know what you've done or not done to do it. You know what you did. And you can review a week and say, that week I really screwed up. Okay? You can do that. But if you weigh yourself daily, then it's too stressful. Okay, so I don't encourage that. Once a week is enough. Once a month is not enough. Okay, it's not, because you can't review that month and say, what did I do? You can make all kinds of things up. So some people like to even write down every day what they eat. That's too stressful. I don't encourage that. Yeah, too much. Now, if your doctor tells you to do it, then do it for that reason, because he's trying to monitor and find out exactly what you're doing. But that's kind of stressful. So those are my 10. So I say, as part of all of that, see your physician or your primary care specialist, the person that that is responsible for your health. See them particularly around the holiday season. Okay, do it before you get into January if you can. Okay, because for one, deductibles have been met already. Okay, by this time, so it won't cost you as much. You think about it that way. The beginning of the year, you got that new deductible, $250, $500. Some folks $1,000, sometimes $2,000. So you hopefully met your deductible because you've gone to your doctor for whatever you might have gone to. So the end of the year is actually a good time, except for in my office because I take a week off. Because I need some rest. Also, I encourage you all to get your flu vaccine done. Okay, get your pneumonia vaccine done. You get free. Walgreens provides them free. What excuse do you have other than fear? And the fear is, I'm afraid of needles. Okay, are you afraid of getting sick and dying? If you are, then you probably should take that fear of the needle that lasts like that and get rid of it, okay, as opposed to the fear of dying a slow death because you got pneumonia. I'm just being serious, folks. I really am. Because that's what folks die of with flu. They die of pneumonia. They end up dying of pneumonia. You don't die of flu most times. You die of pneumonia as a complication of the flu. So if you get a flu shot, there is less likely chance of you getting the flu. Now, some of you are going to tell me, well, I heard on the news that they said that it's only 50%, effective. So I'm not getting nothing that's 50% effective. Okay, then take the 100% ineffective thing. Don't get a shot. 100% ineffective. Which would you prefer? 50% or 0? I'll take the 50% chance all day long, okay? Because I know that I see so many folks that die from this, and unnecessarily. I see it because in my practice, I see it in other doctors' practice. I try to really push immunization, and they are free. Walgreens gives you free. They got coupons here, free shots. So, it just doesn't make sense not to. It makes sense to prevent illness. A lot of folks say, well, I've never had the flu. You never had AIDS before either, but does that mean you will never get it? You've also never had hepatitis before. Does it mean you will never get it? Some of you have never had high blood pressure before. Does it mean you will never get it? Some folks have never been heavy before. Does it mean it won't happen? No, none of these things. Just because you haven't had it doesn't mean you won't ever get it. But there's no prevention for obesity, except not eating and not exercising. Okay? A shot, okay, is really worth the fear that you have. You get over it very quickly. Babies get them all the time. If babies can get them, you can too. Okay, so if you will subject your child to a shot and not subject yourself, what's up with that? So I did take a little extra time. I know I had a little more time. If you all have some questions, I really enjoy having questions. I do. I love just answering questions. That's what I do all day long. That's my job, just answering your questions. So I want to take this opportunity. If I do have the right to do that, I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. But I love questions. I thrive on questions. Just throw them at me. Really, because it's important that your questions be answered. There's no sense you coming to an event like this, having some great food and some fellowship with folks, without getting the information that you could have here. And even if you know some information and you'd like to share it, we'll hear it. Yeah.
If you have had the pneumonia shot, how often do you get that?
Every 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10.
Yeah, as you become a senior, you start going to get it.
And the CDC just came out that after 65, they only need it once unless they have COPD or something wrong like that.
Exactly.
Recommended every 10 years.
Exactly. So you hold that immunity for a longer time once you're older. So you only need it just once. After 65.
You only need it once?
One time after 65. You only need it once after 65, and then it carry that immunity.
Does it?
Yep.
Good.
Yes.
I need to know if you know the name of the acid. Is it amino acid or some acid that after a certain age you need that acid in your body, or the food that you're eating is not really making productive in your body? Do you know?
There's a number, quite a few acids in the body that you need to digest food properly. So, there's not one acid. There's quite a few of them that you need in order to digest your food properly. All types. So I'm not sure what specifically you might be referring to. If you gave me a name, I can tell you more about it. Okay.
Hydrochloric acid that breaks down your food, like the president just had,
Yeah, hydrochloric acid is that acid, that strong acid is in your stomach.
You lose it when you get older. So
Well, not particularly. Sometimes it's increased as you get older. So different people have different amounts of hydrochloric acid, different concentrations of it, but it's there to digest your food. The problem comes is if it's refluxing back up. Okay, that's a problem. Or if you have excessive production of it, that can cause problems too, causes ulcers.
Are there any tests that you can take to find out if you have plenty of acid in your body?
Yeah, but what you want to do is tell your doctor the symptoms, tell him what you're dealing with, and he'll tell you how to work around it, as opposed to coming and saying, I want to test for some acid, because I heard that there's an acid that I'm supposed to have. See, that's not the way to approach the doctor, because then they're looking like I'm baffled, like, which acid do you mean? Because there's a lot of stuff out there that's professing all kinds of things, okay? And they really target seniors, because seniors are much more inquisitive about their health, as you've noticed from the question, are much more inquisitive about their health than young people are. Okay, so they target seniors to say that you need this because it's not in your diet. No, you can have anything and everything in your diet if you're eating properly. If you're eating properly, everything is available to you. All the minerals. You can supplement. Okay, if you're not getting enough of those things, if you choose not to eat certain things, then you can supplement. There's supplements out there for you. But everybody doesn't need a supplement. If you're eating properly, you do not need a supplement. What is properly? Talk to your doctor specifically about what they would encourage you to be, because that's a long discussion. What's proper eating? I can tell you that what proper eating is cutting back on the carbs. That's proper eating. Like I said before, you can eat any meat you like. Just make sure that it's clean and that it's fresh. Okay, that's important. Because if you go to other foreign countries, and I've eaten in a lot of different foreign countries, and there are some very weird things that people eat.
Yeah.
And they're as healthy as horses. And I'm thinking, is it this that they're eating, or the fact that they work harder than we do? I don't know. Because they definitely work harder than we do. We do a lot of sitting. We sit more than any other population that I know. Yes, because of our nice computer age, that we can sit, we can, talk on the phone, as was mentioned. We don't do enough. And I appreciate having free classes, free exercise classes. You're not going to find in any other community that I know about where somebody is giving their time away free to help you in your health and have a set time for you to do it. It just doesn't make sense not to avail yourself to things like that. That's so important. I appreciate you for doing that. I'm telling you, he's done it for years. It's not something he just came up with. This is something they've done for years. So I appreciate that. That is so important to the community. And you all need to, that word needs to be out.
Yeah.
That really does. Yes.
Yes, I enjoy at night around the house cleaning and snacking. And what are some examples of healthy snacks?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I'm so glad you asked.
Pick up a lot of weight besides celery and carrots.
Okay. I got you. And I like that she said that, because the first thing out of every doctor's mouth and everybody's mind was, you can get celery stick and carrot stick. Everybody don't like celery and carrots. Everybody don't like that. So, you can't do it. But you can juice it. You can juice it. And you can add other stuff to it. And that can be your snack.
You can add yogurt to the carrot juice.
You can add anything you want to, whatever you like. And juice it. It's a snack. See, when we think snack, we believe we have to chomp on something.
Yeah.
We have to chew on something. Potato chips is one of the most damaging things to our society. It's damaging. But she made a great point. Get the small bag. Okay. Or if you're really cheap, like me, okay, because I'm cheap. You ask my wife, I'm cheap. What I do is I say, get the big bag, because it's cheaper, and then get some baggies. And take the portion that you know you're supposed to have. Reuse the baggies. Okay? You can do that. Okay? But just put the portion that you know you should eat in that bag. Celery and carrots, if you can do that, great. More power to you. I love it if you can. You can have it, it's great. But I think juicing is and they have that little pulverizer. It's not a juicer. What's it called? The bullet. Yes. It makes so much sense. It really is. It's a good product. It's one of the best products. I'm not trying to sell it, but if I come up with it, you best believe I'd be selling it. Because it really does make a difference. And it breaks down the foods enough that you can digest it. You can make it taste the way you want it. And it can make it taste good. Add a little apple to it. Add a little apple juice to it. You can have kale and all kinds of green vegetables and stuff. Make it look like you want. Put spinach in there. You can do whatever you like. You can put arugula. You like arugula? Yeah. Whatever you like, you can juice it. And that's the nice thing about it. Just be careful with seeds and things like that.
Thank you.
One last question.
No, the way I get some kids to eat healthy is making things like we make pieces from scratch, and then I put baby spinach on it, olives, and they love it because they had the opportunity to participate. They made fruit smoothies. I used to make them. Now they make them and give them to me. You know, so get the kids involved in healthy lifestyle. It can help you and them. You want to start planting seeds of living a healthy life in them while they're young.
Appreciate that. And, you know, to really parlay off into the smoothie thing, every smoothie ain't healthy. I just want to throw it out there. The stuff that you put in there has got to be healthy stuff. You can't just do anything and just put in a bunch of ice cream and, you know, a lot of yogurt that has a lot of calories, and then say, well, I just had a smoothie. Well, you had 1,000-calorie smoothie. Okay? You know, throw in about 20 grapes and some orange and some pineapple, and then a little bit of little dusting of some caraway seed, just because you say you're supposed to have some fiber in it.
Or flaxseed.
Or flaxseed, those little. That's not a healthy smoothie. That is a calorie. That is huge amounts of calories, and so you don't want to. You know, you want to put healthy things in your smoothie. So, as someone said before, I'm not sure who said it. Eat that salad or something. You know, before you eat your meal. You said that. Make sure you have a nice healthy salad before you. If you got to go to a buffet and you said that I just love going to buffets, I can't help it, I just love it. Then go to the salad bar first. Don't go to anything else. Fill your plate up with your salad. Go back to the seat. Don't go and get the rest of the food. Okay? Go back to your seat. Eat the salad. Sit down. Talk. After you eat, talk for a few moments, and then go back and get the foods then pick the food that you really, really like. Okay, not saying, well, I'm going to try a little of this, a little of that, a little, just because it's all there. You can do that, but you won't eat as much, guaranteed. And do have that bottle of water or glass of water, you know, with that salad as you have the salad, because it will fill you up, and you'll feel like, man, I really don't need to eat that much stuff. So maybe I just get a little piece of pie. Okay, and it's okay to do that because you've eaten everything you needed to most times in that salad. Because on those salad bars, they got everything. You got your cheese, you got your meat, you got all kinds of stuff. That's a meal right there. You've made yourself a meal right there. But you've eaten a lot less calories had you said, well, I'll get a salad. I don't want it to get warm. You know, and I used to like to eat my food first, then my salad. You know. That's a cop-out. Eat the salad first because you're going to get a salad anyway. Might as well eat it first because it's not gonna mess up in the calories part. Question?
No, I didn't have a question. I just was going to tell her because I like Lay's potato chip like Tina, and I go to you get the little bag that's $2 for $1, and just eat the one bag and it'll fill your, you know, if you're craving for that. Because I crave for that sometimes, the salty part. And I just eat the one bag and then drink me a bottle of water and I'm done.
Okay. Some people let you go.
That ain't
Look at the big bag. Put a small bag. And I can put less in it than they put. And it tries to less. Any other questions? I've really enjoyed this, folks. I could be here all day long. I know y'all can, but I do enjoy this. I mean, I'm really glad that they decided to invite me out to do this. The other speakers were fantastic. I'm so glad I got an opportunity to listen to everyone else speak before I got up to speak. This was great for me. I learned something today. I think everybody should have learned a little bit today. Hopefully, nobody will go out of here dumber than they were when they came here. Everybody will come out smarter. I believe that. Anybody here don't believe they learned anything? Anybody raise your hand if you didn't learn anything at all today. I appreciate that. Thank you. You made my day.